What's going on, everybody? Christian Ballard of Ballard Sports Media coming at you with a video today, recording this it doesn't really matter when I'm recording this, Thursday, December 8th, 2022. And tonight we're going to talk about, a couple different players Alabama could probably go into the portal and bring over to Tuscaloosa. So let's talk about it, man. I have looked into the portal. Um, and I've come up with, believe it or not, I've come up with maybe four different guys, and each of them are in the portal currently. And when you look at going into the transfer portal, um, you don't just pick up any player you want to. You got to have a specific need. At least in my opinion, I think you need a specific need. And they have to be someone that could probably fit within the system. And, you know, at Alabama, it's very hard, but worth it. Legends are made at Alabama, right? So, um, it's very hard to fit into a Nick Saban type of system when you look at it. And, um, there's only so many spots. Alabama has had guys recently before the bowl game, no opt outs yet, but I've seen 5 or 6 different guys within the past week, just in a week, hit the portal, say they're gone. And that's just how it is at Alabama. That's how it is at any big school. They recruit so well. They get all these 5 stars, they get all these 4 stars. They all want to play. They all want a chance on the football field, and they don't make the cut. Not because they're not good enough, but maybe there's someone ahead of them. But when you lose those players, it's time to go into the portal and replace them for depth and get experience. Alabama lost guys like Alex Leatherwood and Landon Dickerson a few years ago. They picked up a guy like Tyler Steen from Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's not any good, but they still have turned Tyler Steen into a pretty good offensive lineman this year. Alabama's one of the few teams that can take any player and make them special and ready for the NFL. I think teams like Georgia, Clemson, Alabama, they could do that. That being said, let's take a look at some of the top transfers that we could track for Alabama. I almost wanted to say this offseason. The season's not over yet, but the first one we're going to get into today is actually at the quarterback position. Devin Leary. Yes, Devin Leary of NC State. And Devin Leary is a phenomenal talent. Why Devin Leary? Well, I understood Bryce Young is supposed to go pro this year, right? Or we're assuming he's most likely going to leave Alabama and take his talent to the NFL. There is a quarterback battle between Jalen Milroe and Ty Simpson, and it's seeming like Jalen Milroe might be the guy. But hold up. What if, and it might send one guy packing, it might send Milroe out the door, I don't know. But there are actually a lot of rumors like all these different Alabama websites. I think even Touchdown Alabama magazine is kind of reporting a little bit. Devin Leary could possibly be a transfer quarterback at Alabama. I like what he did at NC State. You look at his stats, over 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns, 4 picks. I'm sorry, y'all can't see that. Hold on. Yeah. Over 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns, 4 picks this season, a 55.3 QBR. Now, he got injured, got hurt, and now he's hit the portal. He's good in the pocket, can extend plays, can make plays with his legs, can run well. Devin Leary seems like he could be that guy. And if he's good enough, um, he could win the starting job over a guy like Jalen Milroe, over a guy like Ty Simpson. He has that experience. I don't know what is so fascinating with all these Alabama experts that I don't think Devin Leary is going to Alabama. I don't. I keep an eye on him if you want an experienced quarterback. But at the same time, and I say experience, we really haven't found much time this year as Alabama. Alabama has not found much time this year to give Milroe game time experience. They haven't found time much for Ty Simpson other than maybe one game early on. And, big deal, right? They'll have experience in the spring. There's going to be a quarterback battle. I promise you. It is not going to be all Jalen Milroe. He's going to have to earn his job. But you want to spice up the competition a little bit, Nick Saban? You want to spice it up a little bit, bring in a transfer in Devin Leary. I think he was a former 3-star recruit. I'd hate to downgrade him. I'm really not sure. But you look at his stats, really good numbers, over 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns, 4 picks. Not that good of a QBR. He did get hurt. He hasn't played since the FSU game when they won 19-17. He was listed out 2 months ago, back in October, out for the season with a torn pec. So he obviously a chest muscle or something. And I don't know if that's why he's transferring. I don't know what's going on. If one of the backup quarterbacks, I'm going to be honest, I don't know who's starting for NC State, but maybe they're doing that good to where maybe it's taking Devin Leary's spot. So he says, okay, I'm going to enter the portal. I'm going to leave and take my talent somewhere else. He's a very talented quarterback. He's very mobile. He's got a strong arm, can read defenses and pick it apart, can find his receivers in the fly. And honestly, I think if you want to spice up quarterback competition in Tuscaloosa, bring this guy in. It'll be up to Devin Leary, though. If he wants to try to win the job at Alabama, if this is where he wants to develop and take his talent, I mean, he could be the next, for all we know, Jake Coker, where he comes in for a season from some school, not a small school. NC State's pretty big in football, but I remember Jake Coker. I don't even know where he was from, but he came in as a walk-on, or maybe it was transferred, something like that. He came in for one season, and for one season led Alabama in 2015 all the way to the national title game and won it. Can Devin Leary be that guy? Can Devin Leary do that? That's going to be interesting. Next on the list, let's move down and make this quick. Arlen Bruce, the 4th, actually. He is a tight end from Iowa. Yes, he's a tight end from Iowa. Arlen Bruce, the 4th. Very well built for a tight end. He's 5'10", 198. He is currently out. He did report last week that he entered the transfer portal. I'm not sure what his status is that he's out, unless I doubt it, because they didn't do that to Devin Leary, because they got him active and he's in the portal. So it's not a portal thing. So it's Arlen Bruce is a really good tight end for Iowa, and he's really the best they had. I mean, he's had like a 23-yard touchdown. He's had a 20-yard touchdown. Of course, we know Iowa is not very explosive when it comes to offense, and let alone they're not really not any good. But a guy like Arlen Bruce has really good stats. He had 187 yards, 19 receptions, and a touchdown this year. But then again, that's only a small start, right? And we're talking about a guy for Iowa. I hate to rip on Iowa because I like Kirk Ferentz. I like Iowa. Brian Ferentz in that offense is just so soft. And, it's guys like Arlen Bruce need to leave Iowa if they truly want to unleash their football potential. I think Arlen Bruce knows that. And who knows? Maybe that's a guy that Alabama could go after. They are losing potentially this year. We'll see. Could they be losing Cameron Latu to the draft? That opens up a spot for a tight end. If they want to go get a experienced guy, go get Arlen Bruce. He's very well built. He's very fast. Got good hands. I think he fits. Next on the list, we got two more. I'm going to have to go after a Johnny Cornelius. I think that's how you say it. Johnny Cornelius is an offensive guard from Rhode Island. He's 6'4", 315. What a big dude. He had offers from teams like Syracuse and Howard. He had maybe one or two big name schools on there. He was interested in Alabama. He was interested in teams like Michigan and Michigan State, North Carolina. So a couple big name schools on there. He really only got offers, though, from smaller Division II, Division III schools such as Bryant, Rhode Island, Morgan State. But he's 6'4", 315, and I promise you I was watching his highlights, and this guy's very well built, and I think it's one of those where if I'm a football player like a Johnny Cornelius, if I'm a player like you, I probably want to go to the NFL someday and have a career in football, right? Go to Alabama. I know they've struggled on the offensive line, but you can develop, you can grow, right? Trust the process. You can grow, you can achieve great things at Alabama, and get in the weight room, bulk up a little bit more. You have a chance. You have potential. This should be a guy that I think they keep their eye on. He's in the transfer portal, so I don't know. If Alabama wants to build on the offensive line, you take the best available. There's really not much at the offensive tackle position in the transfer portal. So I guess you kind of take the best available. I guess you have a couple other guys you could go after. Austin Johnson, I didn't put him on the list, but I mean, he's from Colorado. You have Leaf Fontanu from UNLV. Then again, he's a 2-star. He's a little bit lower than Cornelius is, but we'll see. That maybe this guy's a little bit of a stretch. Maybe he's not exactly ready for Bama. I'm not trying to throw him under the bus. Not trying to doubt him. I kind of saw this name. I've watched his highlights, and really, just my personal opinion, I think he's a developmental offensive tackle. And I don't know, if you want to develop and get ready for the NFL, come to Bama. That's what we do. And we'll build you up and get you ready. So, Ajani Cornelius, offensive guard, Rhode Island. Last but not least on the list, we go in-state. The Cow College, as Bear Bryant called it. We go to Auburn, actually. Marquise Robinson. That's a name that I've been hearing forever, and I haven't actually heard in a while. Marquise Robinson, a defensive end from Auburn. He is 6'3", 300. He's been in college football since 2021. He committed to Auburn as a 4-star back on August 2nd in 2020. I don't know if Hugh Freeze drove him away. I don't know. But in high school, he played nose tackle, and defensive tackle in multiple fronts as a junior. He signed his letter of intent back in December of 2020. He enrolled in July of 2021. He entered the portal back in January of this year. He withdrew back in April, and then he re-entered the portal 2 days ago. So most likely he's looking to get out of there from Auburn. I don't know where he's going to go, but I've seen a little bit of his play. He is quick. He's a fierce competitor. He's very strong, got good strength, and is a heavy hitter. That's a guy Alabama needs in the trenches. And, with Will Anderson possibly going, this could be a good duo with Marquise Robinson, and then on the other side, Dallas Turner. That's a good possibility. But anyway, those are my four, transfers that I've found and came up with. Again, Devin Leary, Arlen Bruce, Marquise Robinson, and Ajani Cornelius. Again, you work on the offensive line if you're Alabama. That's something that needs major improvement. We could at least use a little bit more depth. I don't think it would hurt at the edge position. Tight end could use some depth. That's not our best recruiting tactic right now at the tight end. I mean, we got the receivers, but, with Cam Latu possibly leaving, we'll see. That's a position to look into. And then quarterback, it's going to be a couple years before Dylan Lonergan gets here. We got Ty Simpson now. We got Jalen Milroe. But if you want to spice it up and have competition, or let's say if Alabama just wants experience this next year to go win a championship, Devin Leary could be your guy. And I've heard a lot of experts say Devin Leary could go to Alabama. We'll wait and see. But I want to hear from you guys about all this in the chat. And again, if there's any names out there, throw them my way and let me know who you think could possibly go to Alabama, who Alabama should be targeting in the transfer portal. I love y'all. Don't forget, tomorrow on December 9th at 10 p.m., we'll be live to celebrate my birthday, 21 years, and then 3 years of Ballard Sports Media. Thanks so much for 3 amazing years on here. I love each and every one of you. You have no idea. And I can't even put it into words. So I love you guys. Jesus loves you too. And we'll see you next time. Ballard Sports Media, checking out.